Hey, so I'm Deanna from Hot for History, and we're going to talk about, oh my gosh, what everybody's talking about. Where is, as they say in America, Kate Middleton or Princess Catherine if you're in the UK, or Princess Kate is what I usually do, but I know all of you in the UK like to say Princess Catherine. So I am here, I'm from Hot for History, and I wanted to kind of run through whether or not the recent sighting of Princess Catherine is actually legit. And so we're going to kind of break that down a little bit, and let's talk about a week in review. Actually, we should just talk briefly about I don't know, what has it been, 3 months? Months in review. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Please let me know where you're calling in from, where you're viewing this from. So anyhow, so what we know is that in December, apparently this is what people are saying, something happened, I think at Sandringham or Balmoral somewhere, where there was some kind of ambulance seen at the Christmas event. That is now one of the rumors. And then we do know that there was what they call a scheduled abdominal surgery for Princess Catherine that we were not allowed to know what it was. Hello, guys. I see all my friends coming in now. I guess it takes a second. Hi from Chicago. Let me know how things are going in Chicago because I might be there soon. I might be heading there soon. And I'm sorry if the sound is weird, but I am using my mic cord is gone. And so, okay. So we're going to talk about it. I want to know everybody's opinion. Are you getting frustrated? Are you falling into the rabbit hole of the whole where's Catherine, where's Kate movement? Are you totally over it? Like, what is the deal? Because the palace has said for the whole time that she will not be seen until after Easter. Easter is the 31st of March, but in the UK, they are saying that she will not be seen until April 17th, which is at the end of her children's event, spring break or whatever, which is not going to make people happy. Hello, Carlene. Hello, Bernadette. Hello, Constipated in Sin City. One of my friends who I need to get your name. Okay, so what are you guys thinking? The rumors are off the chain. They're insane. They're crazy. I want to point out something that happened. She had a parasitic tumor removed. Some of the work, I can't mention all of the awful rumors. I'm starting a Discord group if I can figure out how to get it all together so we all can talk about it, because during the week, all of you guys reach out to me and say, oh my gosh, did you hear this? Do you hear this? I mean, how do you miss it? And most of us that are on this particular page here on YouTube, just to let you know, we've been following Catherine for a couple of years now. We've been talking about her for a couple of years. So we do have an eclectic group of people. Some are all about them, some are not. We talk a lot about Meghan and Harry. But it's interesting, almost exactly a year ago, there was an article in, let me pull it up. There was this article about how the royal family could not survive without Princess Kate, that she is just crucial. And this was in, gosh, I don't know, it was March of 2023. And what they were saying is that the royal family would collapse without Princess Catherine. So I find it really interesting that now we're sitting here in a situation where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where's Waldo? Like, where is she? Okay, so let me take some questions, then I'm going to read this article or comments. I love it when you guys comment. I think she had some sort of reproductive organ surgery, like a hysterectomy probably, and is recovering. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, the affair allegations. Rose Hanbury or Chumley. She came out today, I think it was, and mentioned that it's all poppycock. She didn't use those words, but I like to use those words. So she came out and she was like, I don't know why they keep doing this. We're good friends. Catherine's a good friend of mine. Will's a good friend of mine. It was through her attorney, but basically that's what she was saying. So I don't think it was a parasitic tumor. So, and of course, some of the other rumors were that, okay, maybe a lot of people are concerned that maybe she had some kind of eating disorder issue, and that there's like, I'm in Florida and there's like literally steam like coming into my glasses, but it's okay. And that possibly she had, Crohn's or something. Of course, it's all speculation. And so I'm going to read this. The royal family would simply, this is a year ago, guys. The royal family would simply collapse without Kate Middleton. It's so funny because in America, one of the most searched phrases is Kate Middleton. And in the UK, don't you guys hate when we call her Kate Middleton or Princess Kate? I know that my fans or my followers will go, oh my gosh, can you please stop calling her Kate? I don't know. I guess that's just what we do. So the royal family would simply collapse without Kate Middleton. This is the New York Post, so they say Kate Middleton too, who adds that the future rests on her. Paul Burrell, again, a year ago, who worked for Diana for over 10 years until her sudden death in 1997, believes that everything relating to the royals is pinned on the new Princess of Wales. So, because this was a year ago. So, I mean, think about it. One of the most important things that William could ever have done was to pick the queen, the future queen. And I'm going to tell you that my observation of her is that and you can see some of my shorts that I've made, that she is like solid as a rock. Like if she says that she's not coming out until, after Easter, then we will address the botched job with the Photoshop. Okay, we will talk about it. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome. It's good to see you here. And Rose. So Kate's in such an incredible position because it rests on her, really. I mean, she has 3 kids. The future rests on Kate, and that's an enormous responsibility. I put up a post yesterday. I said, people are underestimating Kate Middleton, Princess Catherine, Princess Kate, the Princess of Wales. Okay, now I said them all, except I didn't say, what, the Duchess of Cambridge or whatever she has, Cornwall. Anyhow, all of them. Okay, so because if she decided that she didn't want to be part of her marriage anymore, then I think the royal family would collapse. That's what Paul Burrell said last year. Now, what we know outside of the rumors is that Catherine and Will have had a decent and a really good marriage, and that William just loves his family and wants to be a family man. In fact, she's often seen patting him on the bun when there's supposed to be no public displays of affection. Gotta get these glasses fixed. One of the lenses is coming out. Okay. Burrell's comparison between Middleton and her late mother-in-law, saying the pair have similarities. Except for she stayed married, and Catherine and Diana, the whole other story. Back in my day, this is Burrell, the future seemed to be pinned on Diana Spencer, our future queen, for a hot minute, until like Camilla, who was in the audience of their wedding, was, got her man after the babies were born. I think, I don't know if it was still going on the whole time. As the Crown mentions, I don't know. What do you guys think? So we all loved Catherine, and I mean Diana, and we will say that Camilla has apparently been amazing through this whole thing. Although now we're not seeing her, and some people say that she's gone on a trip, and some people are claiming that she is ill as well. With some type of possibly Parkinson's. Again, rumor, alleged. Also, we know that Edward is looking awfully thin these days. So anyhow, let's see what Nicholas has to say. Hey, Nicholas, let's read it. We like to hear from, everybody, except for when they're making jokes. Constipated in Sin City. 2 week hospitalization. Actually, I like jokes, but 2 weeks hospitalization when almost every resource can be provided easily at home for recovery makes me think she had open abdominal, yeah, or cesarean section, not for a baby. It's possible. I mean, I was doing some research too, because this is the type of thing I do as a history influencer. It's really interesting to study kind of like the medical, let's say all of the medical drama throughout history with the royal family. For example, it was George the Sixth who had to have surgery in Buckingham Palace when they had found like the cyst on his lungs. He had smoked 2 packs of cigarettes since he was like for 52 years, since he was like 16 a day. So, obviously lung cancer. Prior to him, like this is kind of an interesting thing about how the royal family would like to control the press. The most disgusting example of it was with George the Fifth, I believe, when they tried to expedite the king's death because they wanted it in the paper at the appropriate time. So they gave him an extra shot of morphine. And this was discovered later in the doctor's notes and diary of how they expedited it. But then they made this announcement so that they could accommodate the papers. Like there's a history, guys, of sort of this, as much as many of us are not big fans of Harry and Meghan, of course, Harry and Meghan, at this point, we're not as focused on them, at least this week. But there is a history with medical stuff. And then I did a short video, I think it was just yesterday, about even Princess Alice, who was Prince Philip's mother, had just this awful experience with being put in a sanitarium because she was obsessed with her religion and she thought she saw prophetic visions. And so that they had her under the care of Sigmund Freud. And then Sigmund Freud was doing these X-ray experiments on her ovaries and uterus. So not to say that there's anything totally connected, but it is interesting how this whole thing, and it's also interesting that, the queen dies and, what hits the fan? Like the king, he could be abdicating. We don't know. Prince William could be getting ready and Catherine could have gone into surgery now because she could have seen down the line that the king she may have to be queen sooner than later. Okay, let's go through. Okay, this is one of my favorite conspiracy theories, although it's not technically. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, so I'll say it all. What if she is hiding because she's pregnant? Although she was just seen with that and she looked extremely thin. However, she had hyperemesis gravidaris. Every time I say it, I feel like I am in Harry Potter. Hyperemesis gravidarum. And that is where when you're pregnant, you just throw up all the time and you're so sick. Like you're so sick in the beginning. And so, but usually after a few months, you would be out and it would be so odd. It would be cool though if she came out and she's like, oh, guys, it was because I was pregnant. Oh, so everybody would forget how, everything. But I was thinking the same thing. I was like, either it's a high risk, it could be a high risk pregnancy, but then why the abdominal surgery? Like what was it that they were doing, or was that just a lie? Cesareans are also done for fibroids and the uterine or the bladder. Yeah. Or bladder surgery. I had two C-sections. I guess it would take 2 months. I snuck in homeopathy into the hospital. The doc, King Charles likes homeopathy too. She might have had a full hysterectomy for a bazillion reasons or had a gallbladder removed. A lot of people are saying that too. Okay, Tracy can give us firsthand experience with, I've had abdominal surgery. It's horrible. Lost 20 pounds due to complications. And I feel for her trying to heat up all this. I know. So yeah, and she's thin to begin with. Some people are pointing to her possibility of her being too thin and maybe having eating disorders, but of course we don't know that. I think she had a hernia that needed to be fixed, possibly. It could be any of those things. But here's the thing. I think at the heart of all of this is that, okay, they wanted privacy. And apparently pictures of Kate and William especially sell the tabloids. Not only that, but the papers. So like, I'm wondering if all of this drama is just to force the issue because, okay, the photoshopped photo. Let me see if I have that one here. Let me move over here. So the photoshopped photo. Okay, I don't know. Where did I put it? No, I didn't put it in here. Okay, so the photoshopped photo today, well, it's right in front of us. Okay, so today they actually came out and showed how often that type of thing is done. Like the queen did it in her photo with all of her grandchildren and great grandchildren. Well, it was 2 of her grandchildren and like 8 of her great grandchildren. And Kate took that photo too, and it's an excellent photo. And there's Photoshop there, little pieces by her plaid skirt. Like there's all the stuff, and nobody really brought it up, right? So wondering if possible that the media is like, hey, we really want to get her back out here. So let's like point out this photoshopped photo, if they're instigating it. Like it is, it brought more questions than answers. I think it was definitely like, what the heck? Okay, so let me see what you guys are saying. Hello, Stephen. And everybody, welcome Janice, who has made it onto this, into our group. Okay, she's called Glory Stories. Okay, Stephen, the star of the thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, for those of you who weren't on the last live, I woke up one morning and it was like my friends were texting me, hey, you were on the Today Show. And I was like, they didn't even tell me. But that's how it is. Okay, so Stephen, what you missed was that we were talking about this article that was out, like it was out last year, how they said that if Princess Catherine, anything happens to them, the monarchy dies. And if you think about it, the most important thing that William ever made was picking a future queen. And I think he did a great job with Catherine. She's raising, the kids. They seem to have a really great relationship, Stephen. They seem to have a really great relationship. But now it's like, wait, what about Rose Hanbury? And the guy, there's this guy, his name's Giles. He's the one who made that that comment about, oh, of course, everybody knows they had an affair. He is recanting all of that. He said, I can't believe that people believed me. I was literally drunk in the back of an Uber when I texted that. I don't even know them, but I posted that. And then now they're all talking about this. The same with all of those people that are saying, oh, they're going to make an announcement any second. So I'm not going to lie. I love following a good, I don't want to say conspiracy, but an exaggerated story. Okay, so let's see what Nicholas says. Are you a doctor? Because you come up with the best medical stuff. You need at least 5% body fat to survive a stomach flu. So her being an athlete and naturally having a low BMI, duh, she's skinny. Yeah, you're right. Like, absolutely. Like she would need extra help. Hey, Athena, just to say hi. Love you too. Okay, and I'll give you an autograph. Okay, totally. Emily, I've had I had a complete hysterectomy at 31 years old. I was back to work in 2 months. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, did you have laparoscopically or did you have like the full abdominal one? Because some are having laparoscopic hysterectomies now. So that's the thing. Okay, I'm going to finish this article, then I'm going to read that one. Burrell recently gave his take on the king's upcoming coronation, saying he thinks Prince Harry will make the trip. Oh, that was last year. No, he did not make the trip. He says that the king has retained the moral high ground. It's likely to be incredible, uncomfortable. Okay, they're talking about the coronation, but basically we read that. But guys, oftentimes we have to look for what they're not saying, right? All of this focus on Catherine. And yet, I know that there was a picture of the king in his kilt on St. Patrick's Day, apparently. But let's be honest, up until that point, we weren't seeing him either. We saw him at the end of February, and then like 2 weeks went by. I'm exaggerating. Maybe it was like February 20th or something. And then it was almost a month. Okay. So Lucas, I'm gonna when I can discuss the outrageous, possibly outrageous concepts when we go down the rabbit trail, um, or the rabbit hole, I will. I'll mention them. But Lucas says, I think William's mistress has his true eldest child. So here's the thing. Rose came out today to try to shush the nonsense. She was like, it didn't happen. We're good friends. And simultaneously, Giles, or whatever, came out and said, I made that story up about them having an affair. Okay, let's see what Steve has to. So I don't know, but I'm not going to lie, entertain every single one of those ideas. I truly feel this will all blow over reading Rebecca English of Daily Mail's Body Expressions. Okay, I don't know. Oh, you mean when she saw them walking? When she saw them walking at the farm shop? Here's the thing. She did look really thin and it was really grainy. I'm sorry. I love Kate. She's my favorite princess next to Cinderella. She's my favorite princess. However, guys, they have not handled this well. This is not 1952, 1976, or 1997. It's 2024. The queen's no longer around. Do they have to continue to be the don't explain, never complain? Okay, maybe it's a good policy, but the media frenzy these days, they have to adapt. They hired a new publicist like last year or something like that, who apparently is really great, but no, they kind of messed this one up. They should have had the conversation. Is it realistic to have 3 months not showing Catherine at all? Now, Catherine, in my opinion, is just a solid queen, almost queen. And she's not going to just cave to everybody. She's just going to be like, I said I was going to hang out with my kids. I'm going to hang out with my kids. Okay, so that's what she's going to do. But the fact that the grainy photos, like her looking like, I'm sorry, a mannequin with the grainy photo with Carol Middleton. And then the next time she's looking at a wall, like she doesn't even want to look at her husband. And then, okay, I disagreed with Glory Stories, who's on here. I didn't think the bricks looked like they were off, but everybody now is talking about how the bricks were off. So they just screwed up. They totally screwed up. Okay. I once watched my father in surgery. He was a surgeon, do a bowel restriction. I would have passed out if I watched that, which he considered a serious abdominal surgery. I bet. Okay. So Stephen, wait, what part, Emily, did you agree with? No incision. Okay. So yeah, so it's possible, Emily, that it's just she had a whole different thing. I don't know, but I was guessing hysterectomy too. Okay, so now, Nicholas, if you think about the wars and political environment that the monarchy wants to stay away from, I was thinking this today. Okay, away from commenting on, feels like a win for them to have this be to be the focus. I am not lying, Nick. Now that we're on like nickname terms, I'm telling you today, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, recently, and again, this could be far-fetched, but you guys do know that yesterday, the Russian hacks threw out this announcement that Glory Stories sent me, said fake, it's fake, but it said, is it true? Did the king die? They had an announcement that the king died. Wait, maybe it was the day before yesterday. Anyhow, they had this announcement that the king died, and it was apparently a Russian hack. Just follow me on this. In my mind, I'm thinking, wait a second. Recently, never happened before. William and Charles, I don't know if Catherine said, I don't think Catherine said anything, commented on the Ukrainian-Russian war in favor of, it wasn't just the Ukrainian, it was also Israel. Okay, so they recently made these comments, which was so out of context for who they are. They're supposed to not fall into political lines. And they did that. And then this Russian, like, he's dead, kind of thing came out. So I was curious. I thought possibly, yeah. So by the way, guys, this patch, I'm not hurt, but this is a phototherapy patch which creates light from that takes the light from your body and creates stem cells of your own stem cells in your body. And I have a link for it. It's called Life Wave. You guys can reach out to me or talk to me about it. I also have jewelry from Park Lane. This is my little commercial. Whatever I can do to try to make a living, because short videos don't really cut it, although we're doing great in general. On YouTube with the views and stuff. Okay, so Nick. Okay, I already covered that one. Just the reporters' comments and facial expressions and comments. You mean them reading the body language? So I don't know, Steve, please elaborate, because I'm not following that. Okay. So thank you, Glory Stories. Okay. I still can't get over what King Charles did to Diana. Call me bitter. I've had a really hard time adapting to Camilla, but she has stepped up to the plate with him being out, right? I have a really hard time. And I don't know. I'm not going to say it's karma, because I don't, I mean, I am a Taylor Swift fan, but but it's just odd that he finally comes in, and then all he wants is to be king, and then bam. And he didn't handle it right. And Athena, I don't know if you're alluding to him being involved in the accident, but let's say there was nothing. Let's say he had nothing to do with it. The demise of Diana and the sadness, like even the fact that she couldn't get her Royal Highness title. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that video of mine that I made a while back. It's probably been out like over a year, of William, who there's the story where she's devastated at the divorce, just at the thought of losing her Royal Highness title, because that would mean that she would have to bow to her boys and bow to, Camilla one day and all of that. So that devastated her. And apparently she's seen crying, I think by Paul Burrell, or maybe it was somebody else. And he's like, what's going on? And she says, well, I was just devastated with her Royal Highness thing. But William says, don't worry, mommy, when I become king, you will get your title back. Mic drop, right? So I am so, I'm like you, like I still have that. And again, I'm not saying it's karma, but it is, whether you're Christian or whatever, which I am, it still could be like, okay, balance out what you did. Like, ask God for forgiveness, because my goodness, you had your mistress at your wedding. I'm with you, girl. I am with you. I don't know if they know that I'm really Cinderella. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's talk about the big reveal for Kate. They should have a big reveal after Charles and Kate are all good. They can have them attend Taylor Swift's and Travis Kelce's wedding. There's some kind of additional conspiracy. I wish you guys would know it, with Taylor Swift and Kate. It's kind of funny. Somebody told me it's hilarious, but I do think, knowing Catherine, she's tough. Like I said, with this video, people underestimate her. She's got the subtle greatness, I call it. I think when she comes out and she's ready, it's going to be like, whoa, like powerful. She is she's been searched out more than baseball, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden in the past month. She's the most popular princess. Sometimes it's like the negative press too that will like make you the most popular princess. It's like Madonna. I don't want to see Madonna on tour, but not at her age and current condition. But because it's not about the age. But I'm just saying, she came out like Princess Kate was there. She goes away and everybody wants her. Maybe Meghan should do that. Would we miss Meghan? Would we want her to come back? Like, this is like Catherine. Catherine's like Madonna. Like, hey, I did my hit. I'm going to go back. I'm going to record another album. And now I'm going to come back again. I'm more worried about the king. Okay. So yeah, also frustrated with fake BS, I know. It's relentless. People like I would not be able to post this royal stuff for a long time on my Facebook account. People just wouldn't go. And by the way, if you want to go there, I have it under the Deanna Falchook. I do have a Hot for History channel there too, but I only repost stuff. But I could not post a Kate or royal thing for the longest time because people would not respond. All of a sudden, I'm waking up to calls from my friends. Hey, is it true about Kate? They're just asking me everything. So, okay, will the video of Princess Kate shopping, do you think that this will have them stop? Will they stop? I'm more worried about the king. Me too. Okay, so, and Lola, hey, remember when that Pippa's youngest is named Rose? Now, would that have happened if the affair is true? No, absolutely not. I mean, they're friends. Okay, so Lola, here's another interesting conspiracy theories. Again, it's alleged and absolutely not true. They would have really had to have done something to make this happen. You know how Rose is almost looks like she's almost the same height and the same physical shape? Was that it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that it was switched and they went and Catherine's no more, and instead Rose was repurposed into that position so she could be king. Facial surgery. Yeah. Unbelievable what some people are saying. Unbelievable. Some of that propaganda has already been proven to be AI bots spreading it. Yeah, absolutely. How long have you been doing royal videos? It's been 2.5 years, maybe 3. So my story here is that I started doing a history channel on TikTok when I bought my great grandparents' house, because we had it in the family for 100 years. We lost it for 20. I bought it back. You'll see some videos here and there on it. And then I started doing history content, and I was just really drawn to British history and then the royals. And so I tied in the royal thing. And then when the queen passed away, I had all this royal content about her, like stupid things like how many corgis does she have? What's in her purse? Her purse signals. That's the kind of stuff I like. And then, so when she passed away, I just bam, bam, was putting out all these shorts. And then that's when this community came. So it's been about a year or so, a year and a half, maybe, since our little community has been around, but just a couple years. I mean, and honestly, all of you guys are the ones who help educate me. It's how Rebecca English reported the Kate story. It seems she is dialed in on facts. Yeah, I got to watch her stuff more. I have a pair of That's so bad. I have a pair of patches. This is not like patches on your blue jeans. I usually, and I have one, actually I have one on the back of my neck too. I have a pair of patches on it. Okay. So after I read Lady Colin Campbell's book about Diana, I changed my mind about Camilla. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say, like, when Catherine couldn't come out, when Charles couldn't come out, Camilla was out there. She was out there, like, making the rounds. And remarkably unpretentious, just sort of more like, hey, natural. And I kind of became impressed with her, but I haven't seen her in a while, and I'm a little worried about her. Love that you brought up Taylor before you read my last comment. Oh, I didn't. Did you say something about Taylor and Kate? There's some kind of interesting thing about her. I didn't like Camilla during the 90s, but she has grown on me. Same thing. And I don't know if you feel that way too, Athena, because I know you made that comment, and I agree with you in many ways. William, okay, let's go through these comments now. Let me get rid of. Okay, so William promised to give her title back. Let's hold him to it. Yeah, do you guys think he would do that oh gosh, like, I'm so good at pronouncing words, but that one's posthumously. I'm going to have to go practice that one and get back to you. Will he do that? It would be really nice. It was sad the other day, guys, because we didn't discuss this, that both Will and Harry were having these events separate. What would she do knowing what's going on with the boys? I don't think she'd be thrilled about Harry because she would want him to be supporting the royal family, because even in her divorce, she wanted her boys. She basically sacrificed her time with her boys often to really go through their coaching and training to become, part of, the staff and the king, right? Um, yeah, okay. I was just gonna say it. I guess I just mentioned that. Yeah. Okay. Glory story. Tell me what you guys think. This has been bouncing around, Stephen. I'm curious what do you think regarding Janice Glory Stories question. Do you think he has pancreatic cancer? It was great that they talked about his trip to the doctor, and we all knew, and that things are upbeat, but I have heard this rumor a couple times that it could be pancreatic, which can happen. Things can happen really fast. Um, my son is just coming through the door. Hi, honey. I'm live. But we can't even go to Diana's grave. But we can't even go. No, we can't. We can't go to her grave. But I guess Megan and Harry have gone. Okay. I am going to start closing this down. I'm going to read I follow a channeler who said Kate is in a clone facility getting cloned. Telling you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that one. I haven't heard that one yet, but I mentioned the Rose Hanbury body double thing. Do you think if okay, let's go here. If Queen Elizabeth was alive, the situation regarding Kate's illness would be handled better. Thank you for asking the question, because that's such a great question. I think it's like this in general. I think it's like they're in a classroom and the teacher has left the room and they're throwing spitballs, and like literally the whole thing without Queen Elizabeth, the quiet short giant, like totally, like it's gone to, it's bad. So I think the royal family would have had more decorum in general. But when Diana was being hounded, when she was engaged to Charles, and she was being hounded, then at that point, she called in the press to have a talk with them into the palace. They thought they were just going to talk to the press secretary, who comes out with her little bag, places it on the table to get at them for being all over Diana, the queen. So, yes, do I think that things would have been different? I think she would have, uh, listen, it would not have happened. It would not have happened at all. So that's the thing. It's like this adjustment period. She was the queen for a million years, right? So this adjustment period, and even knowing how to operate within the confines of being in charge, we're seeing the transition into Charles, and now it's almost like into William. So for a million years, several decades, we didn't see any of those transitions. And all of a sudden, we're seeing two in the span of a really short time. I'm not saying that William's becoming the king, but there might be a regency announced. There might be something announced. And yes, that was like an excellent question. Okay, Athena. Okay, I meant the way he treated her yeah, my heart breaks for her. To be married to someone I know that wants somebody else is unimaginable. 1,000%. That is the saddest thing. I mean, that she could live as a princess, but she wanted him to love her. It's so sad. It's so sad. Okay, so I wonder what their involvement with the Paris Olympics will entail. I don't know. I'm not sure. We will see. Okay, so let me get some of these questions. I've been to a wedding hi, Lucas, in Mendota, actually, where the mistress was invited. Was invited and went to the wedding. It happened more than you realize. Wait, in Mendota? As in Mendota, Illinois? Or are you talking about something else where the mistress was invited and went to the wedding? It happens more often than you realize. Anything's possible. Okay, well, I'm a Mendota girl. Okay, if you've ever lived in a small town, exes attend wedding. Okay. You guys both said the same thing. If I could put both comments up together. Okay. I get it. I get it. I don't know. If it were me and that, but she was only 19, I might be sorry, off the list. She also was a cousin though. Madonna's face has lost its swollen look. She looks normal now. Oh, I'd be curious to see it. Cloned. Oh my gosh. I mean, she's not going to win. She's going to come out and she's going to look different, guys. Because either she's lost weight, because even in that blurry picture, she looks like she's either lost weight from what she has. And Nick mentioned, like, gosh, you got to be careful if she's even at, like, if she goes down to like 5% body weight. I mean, such a good point. Like, if she had abdominal surgery and she was already at like 11, 12%, like, dudes, you got to really watch it so that she can get back up to a higher body weight. Like, that alone is huge. But, you know, she's going to come out and then people are going to say that she either had a facelift or the da 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 da. So they're all going to say it. Then D met all of us. Yeah, I did. People want to hear about the ghost there's no ghosts in my home. There's no ghosts in my home unless you're talking about Alec, who just came in. He just turned 18. But in my old house, there's no ghosts. You know why? Because even if they were in the 160-year-old home, I walked in, I'm like, I'm in charge here. Said a bunch of prayers. It's done. Okay, your brother is a doctor. Wait, now I missed that comment. Okay, wait. Love Camilla, love the Camilla Barbie. Wait, there's a Camilla Barbie? I want a Camilla Barbie. I was there from your second video. Thank you. Thank you for the support. You guys are the best. I don't go live enough. You know, I need to. Actually, it's really food for my soul. And just to remind you guys, I spent the day working on a Discord channel for us, but then I kind of messed up. Like, I feel like, anyhow, I need to do a couple of things because I know, like, Brian, who's not here from the UK, he sends me these things that are, some of the news in the UK is just as out there as in the US. So there are things we can't really talk about here that we could on the Discord channel. So I'm working on it. And plus this community is like food for my soul. It really is. Okay. You said karma and said, sorry, you're right. Yes. I like Taylor Swift so much. I don't know if I really like Travis because I didn't like his fight that he had with Andy Reid. It made me upset. And then I wasn't as crazy about his football beard. Sorry. Okay. Brother is MD and gave opinion bladder. Okay. Do you think Meghan and William I think Meghan and Harry might divorce at some point. I think William and Kate will stay together. My honest opinion. Oh my gosh. I agree. Queen Elizabeth would have brought out a horsewhip. I think she would have. She was like, she'd take her little, that's what's in her purse. She'd take the little purse. Do I have a little one? No, I only have it. She'd take her little purse. She'd like Mary Poppins. That's hilarious. That would have been in her bag. Yes. Okay, Lucas, we'll have to have our Hot for History meetup at Scooters. Okay, do you ever wonder if okay, wait, I got to put this here. Do you ever wonder if an era is inadequate inadequate leadership is just a normal part of civilization? Like if new tech media comes up, it takes time for government. Yeah. I think so. I think usually large organizations are way behind in tech and systems. So if you're like, that's part of the reason why Meghan wanted to leave, because she couldn't adapt to sort of the system, which can't really blame her. But you know, I'm not a big fan of how they did that, right? But I do think it's probably like a school or like a, you know, I don't know, a government organization where they don't change their, you know, their systems to accommodate where we're at now. And I think that could be part of the reason why they're so messed up. Like they can't get it together fast enough. And there's probably some people in the I was going to say the White House, that too. There's probably some people in the palace, you know, in the House of Windsor, who, you know, have a certain amount of control and they just can't let go of it. They can't let go of the system. And I think probably if you're the grandchild or the child of the queen, you want to hold on to her memory, meaning hold on to her rules and protocol. And yet you have to then change protocol. They've changed some, but I think this whole thing with the media is an example of how they have to do better. Princess Kate, I'm not going to lie, I feel like she has been almost perfect. I call her the Mary Poppins princess because she's practically perfect in every way. I always say that. And but they're not perfect. Kate will continue to become the most famous woman in the world. Diana times 100. I think so too. And I think she deserves it. I mean, if you watch her, you have to have a good eye for like just subtlety, because she's not like this loud, charismatic person, right? Holy Ghost. Yeah, that was Alec behind me. Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, Athena, I caught up on that. Okay, so you're so good at all you do. Thank you guys so much. I know I have to come on live a little bit more. Lola, I love these questions. I'm a Gen Z, and comparing her to Diana is similar to comparing her to Marilyn Monroe. Not going to happen. That's something that we don't really think about. Like that, there's so many things that like, you know, we don't even, you know, there's different generations following this. There are some people who do not have the context of sort of living through the times of Diana, like before social media, where, you know, it's a really good point that not everybody has the same perspective of with the royal family, you know. Okay, Netmug has had time to hide with all the yes, with Kate. I've wondered if she's behind some of the negative things. Many people have wondered that. Megan came out with a new like brand or something, like a household brand. I think she wants to be like the next Martha Stewart. Or what's the woman, the pioneer woman? I think she wants to be like a Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't think it's going to happen, but I bet they are happy that they don't have all this attention on them, or not, because they like the attention. Okay, my favorite song. You asked me that the last time. My favorite New Edition song. I don't have all of them memorized, but I liked "Cool It Now" because a friend of mine wrote it. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, guys. I will get the Discord channel rolling. I appreciate you guys so much, and then that way we can talk some more. I have it up. I just be looking for the looking at my links, and then if you want a stem cell patch, there, it's fascinating. I have to go back and put the link to the info thing on there too, but this is fascinating stuff. High tech. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.